in fantasy football, touchdowns will always be king, no matter what format you're playing.
Sure.
Calvin Johnson, he was a touchdown guy. Very inconsistent, though. I don't know quite why it is. I can't put my finger on it, but like some years he'd only get 5 touchdowns. Sometimes he'd get 3 touchdowns in a game. Like you just never knew. But he's so big, it's like, okay, like he's still a touchdown guy. I think sometimes I wish he was more consistent and got more touchdowns on a regular basis. Julio Jones was actually not a touchdown guy for whatever
he's
reason.
Notorious for that one, right?
He didn't get it. Randy Moss was like the touchdown guy. I was like no other touchdown guy other than Jerry Rice, of course. But like that's the thing with Marvin Harrison. And there's different ways to be the touchdown guy. One, if you're looking at stats, size does help traditionally, but that's just when you look from the outside and you're looking at just numbers. It's very different it's case by case for wide receivers. So is Marvin Harrison a touchdown guy?
Okay. That's good question. Good question. Let me answer that by, kind of going into our next section here, right? I think he's going to hit immediately as a rookie because the only thing he's missing to kind of take his game to the next level is just kind of, being more intricate with kind of setting up the defense, right? Kind of go against that next level, that next step, that next layer of knowing football. And I'm optimistic he does that quickly, Couch, and this goes into your question, because of his rapid improvement. All right. I don't have the stats, the actual numbers there for 2021, but I think he had 11 receptions for 3 touchdowns when he was a freshman. Okay. And in his second season last year, 14 touchdowns.
That's more than 1 per game.
That is more than 1 per game,
which is very impressive. Yeah.
So I think that answers your question. I think today he had 4 or 5, which is again pretty similar pace to 14. So he's definitely on schedule, which is good. 1,200 receiving yards on 77 catches, just to kind of round out that picture there. But the big thing here is that you see that rapid improvement, right? That rapid growth. Year 1, he was kind of a nobody. Marvin Harrison Jr. was not going to be a guy. 365 days ago or maybe actually 2021, I would say, so 2 years ago, would not be a guy that, I would be hyping up. And then all of a sudden he just exploded. You can see that if you're a PFF guy, you can see that reflected in the grades as well. And I mean, the answer is, yeah, Couch, he's more than just a touchdown guy. I think he's a reception guy. I think he's a yards guy. I think he's a yards after catch guy. I think he's a touchdown guy. I think he's a red zone guy, a third down guy, a security blanket of between the 20s. I think he's if you're third down and you're at your own goal line and you can't run the ball and get any space, I think that's the type of receiver that you want to throw it to. I think 2-minute drill, if you need a guy, you need a drive, you need to score maybe before halftime, or you need to tie it to force overtime. I think that's the guy you can rely on to take over a game, take over a drive. I mean, there's all sorts.
Did you hear about this stat? It's pretty insane. The actual most important part of a game is actually the 4 minutes close to halftime.
Yeah, there you go. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy because of the coin toss and who's getting the ball and the 2-minute drill before halftime and all that. It's actually proven to be more conducive, is that the right word, to who's going to win the game. It has more of a direct impact, higher percentage chance who's going to win the game than the last 2 minutes, which kind of is what I assumed before I saw that YouTube video and read about it. And I was like, dang, that makes a lot of sense, because I always think about the coin toss. Like, I'm a defer guy. I like to defer. But some coaches
I'm a tails guy and defer guy. Yeah.
You're a defer guy as well? Okay, yeah. But some coaches like to receive, because I don't know why. But I mean, there's no wrong answer to that, because I mean, I'm not going to go against, some smart coaches who love to receive. I'm not going to go against that. But it's like, but it's all to do with that 4 minutes in the smack middle of the game, which is nothing to do with Marvin Harrison, but just wanted to throw that out there.
To do with Marvin Harrison and the 4-minute drive, to tie it all together, this is a guy that I would rely on. This is a guy that I would feed in the 4-minute, 2-minute drill. leading up to halftime. Absolutely. I mean, my God, I cannot wait. I have him in my Devi roster. I've been waiting for 2 years, Couch. I cannot wait to add him to my teams officially next year, start getting fantasy points. And once the NFL draft comes and goes for 2024, the countdown will begin. How many days till Marvin Harrison's breakout? Will it be 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks? I cannot wait. It's going to be amazing. That's basically what I had today with Marvin Harrison. Obviously, there's going to be way more to come. More film, of course. He is a Big Ten player, so we will be able to show that. We're going to show a lot more of that in the off season. But that's basically what I had. He is a very exciting player, and bottom line is, if you're in a dynasty league today and you've heard about Caleb Williams and you're tanking, keep on going. Good for you. Stay committed to that strategy, but just know that if you fall short, you're okay, because Marvin Harrison is definitely worth tanking for, and a guy that you can build around for years to come.